So it all comes down to this for Anthony Lionheart Smith. He'll likely have to beat Jon Jones twice, but he only has to beat him once to effectively change his life forever. Tonight's Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Jon Jones, 31 years old. Anthony Smith is 30. Both fighters 6'4" tall, but a huge reach advantage for Jon Jones of 8.5 inches tonight. All right, now for the introductions, we turn it over to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by Modelo, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Anthony Marnell Jr., Executive Director Bob Bennett. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Saul D'Amato, Junichiro Camacho, and Chris Lee. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This championship bout is sponsored by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. And catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile. Get knockout coverage on a network that rivals the big guys for way less. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 31 wins, 13 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 204.5 pounds. Fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, presenting the number 3 light heavyweight contender in the world, the challenger, Anthony Lionheart Smith! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a look-see-do fighter, holding a professional record, 23 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Endicott, New York, presenting the undisputed, reigning, defending UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Bone Jones!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instruction. Let's keep it clean. Touch gloves and let's do this.
Jon Jones, the -900 betting favorite tonight, taking on Anthony Lionheart Smith in the range of +600. We've seen a lot of big championship upsets in UFC history. Matt Serra, Holly Holm come to mind. Anthony Smith looking to join that club here tonight. Tonight's Fight Clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. The challenger Smith is in blue, Johnny Bones Jones in the black and gold.
Deep kick to the front knee of Smith will be key for Jones. Keep that range.
Strong leg kick by Anthony Smith.
Over 30 amateur fights in the state of Nebraska for Anthony Smith. This is his 45th pro MMA fight.
Smith did something right away. He's dealing with the front hand of Jones. Instead of reaching and grabbing, he's hitting the hand, and that's key. Hit the hand, hit the elbow of Jones, and then follow down the arm to his head. But if you try to reach for Jon Jones' head, that's what he gets you to counter. That's how he counters him.
So far, Smith looks composed and technical.
Yep.
He's moving with confidence.
Jones loads up, unable to land.
That lead hand that Jones touches with, it's so annoying to guys, I'm telling you, and Smith seems to be doing the right thing by attacking it. But right now he's grabbing at it.
Oh! Spinning back kick to the body by Jon Jones. Very nice. Low calf kick.
Smith did say to us on Thursday that he didn't necessarily expect to pull the trigger a whole lot early on in this fight.
Well, now he's getting stuck staring at Jones, and that's not good. He needs to be first on Jones, otherwise Jones is going to get ahead on the reads.
Jon looked for an axe kick. Wow.
Every time Jones fights, he puts his status as all-time great on the line. Has to win with style points. Winning usually isn't good enough for Johnny Bones. Trying to close the distance here. 2 minutes have gone by in round one.
And this is where Smith said he needed to be able to move his feet at the right times. And you see he gets light a little bit. See if he gets back to work now.
Very interesting that Jon has such a giant, oh, nice spinning back kick again to the body. That Jon has such a huge reach advantage considering they're the same height.
Right. Jones continuing to work the body to great effect early with a variety of weapons.
Oh!
Head kick from Smith.
Huge head kick.
Jon closed the distance, he gets his hands together. Let's see if he can take Smith down.
Smith looking right to his corner for advice.
That is a big deal that he landed that head kick.
This is where Smith is really good. With most guys, he out-elbows him and out-knees him in the clinch. Jones is doing a good job staying in the over-under and not going to the head and not giving Smith a chance to use any of those skills. Controlling the hands.
He's doing a fantastic job with that shoulder strike as well.
Smith needs to get his hands back. He's not fighting the grips right, and that's where Jones can get ahead in the grappling, is the grips. Hand fighting is everything when you're grappling.
Smith advances, nothing doing. Less than 90 seconds here to go round one.
Nice low kick.
Smith wisely keeping that guard high and tight.
Well, he's also staying calm. He's not using a lot of energy. He's going almost strike for strike with Jon right now, not going too fast, not going too slow. Almost just keeping the same pace as Jon right now. Staying calm. Smart by Smith so far.
And some knocked the conditioning of Anthony Smith when he fought Volkan Oezdemir. He said it wasn't a conditioning issue, it was a fight strategy issue, namely lack of fight strategy.
Again with that side kick to the body this time.
But what's more important is when he chose to throw it is right when Anthony Smith switched to southpaw. That'll make Anthony Smith not want to switch stance, and it'll get Jones to see one stance out of Smith. Every time Smith changes stance, you're going to see Jones try to attack.
Oh! Smith raised the guard.
And now Smith needs to get going. He's waiting too long. He needs to be first.
So hard to get inside and land against Jon Jones. Now he attacks that lead leg of Smith. Good start for the champion and the challenger.
There's that spinning back kick to the body by Jon Jones. And here we see it again. Tucked it right under the arm. And this is that head kick that Smith attempted. Jon just got his head out of the way, grabbed the foot.
Practice. Work your wax on, wax off there, and blend more than one there, okay? In southpaw, he's coming all rear side like we know, okay? So, no, he's coming rear side, back side kick, okay? Whether it's straight or round, it's coming. Find your shake sometimes. You could use your juke. Listen to these guys.
Hey, Anthony, remember, we got to stay up on that volume count. He's doing exactly what we thought, going one straight all the time.
Anthony, you've seen it all.
Let's go. Stay up on the
You've
volume.
seen it all. Let's go.
UFC 235 Jones versus Smith is presented by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Round 2 here, Jon Jones, Anthony Smith. Dominic Cruz, any major takeaways from either corner there after round 1?
Well, Greg Jackson says now that you've seen what he's got in his Jones' corner, so now you've seen what he's got, let's start putting combinations together, and that's a good read. And Anthony Smith says that his coaches are saying, get after him, you got to be first. They're both pretty much saying the same thing. I think the first round was all adjustments, and now we're going to see these guys get busy. That's that kick that Jones does so well that offsets everything else. He goes front to the knee, then he goes low, then he goes to the body, and it hides all his kicks because they're always looking the same but ending different. Nice counter right hand by Smith. Oh, that hurt him.
Yeah, that got Smith's attention.
See it in his eyes. Good right hand. He's on him now. Now Smith's getting on his bike, as he should. He said he needed to move his feet at the right times, and when you're hurt, that's the time to move your feet.
John's just getting off first over and over again.
Well, the problem with Smith is he's not countering after he gets touched. After he gets touched, he needs to fire something, but the combination choice of Jon is just so far out that he can't land. Nice.
Spinning elbow, beautiful spinning elbow.
Everything Jones is throwing is hard, most of which have landed. Less than 4 minutes here in round 2. Smith has held up pretty well under the early onslaught here in round 2.
He's held up well, but he's let Jon dictate the pace. Jon has been dictating the pace, pressing the action. Jon's got off first. And these are all things that are not good for Smith. Smith has got to do something to change the momentum of this fight.
He's got to fake more, Joe. If he fakes more, he can pull out the dynamic strikes of Jones. Jones just tricking him because Smith is staring at him in the mirror going strike for strike. And he's more creative a little bit than Smith. Smith's more conventional. So to break the creativity of Jones, he needs to feint, fake, fake, fake. Pull out what he wants to throw.
Big right hand, yeah. And now Smith lands to the body.
Yeah, he landed the body to fake the overhand right. He's trying to set up that overhand right, and he did it by throwing the both of them almost at the same time.
Well, that's the punch he saw Alexander Gustafsson land a lot on him, and they do a lot of homework, Anthony Smith's camp.
Front kick to the body. Jon's left leg is just so dynamic. He's so good at firing off shots with it. Good kick to the body by Smith. Oh, try to go up high. Again.
The teep kick is getting close every time. Smith standing in the middle, trying to land back. He gets hit hard with that left. That left hurt.
Under 2 minutes here to go in the round. Jones dealing with some swelling and blood around that left eye, courtesy of that right hand from Anthony Smith several moments ago.
Chopping at that leg.
He attacks every part of your leg.
But notice he got Anthony Smith back to a conventional stance. That's all he wanted. That's all he's doing. He's attacking right when he switches so that he can't be southpaw, because that's where Anthony Smith's defenses lack. So he attacks it, and now he's only got to deal with one stance instead of two, and it makes Jon Jones easier to set up his offense.
Well, when Jon switches, yeah, he was looking for the right leg this time. Oh, big right hand. Oh!
He trade rights.
Oh.
Well, Smith certainly not intimidated, showing you the veteran chops. Less than a minute here to go round 2.
He's certainly showing he belongs here.
Yeah.
Woo!
Now he's back to conventional. Notice he attacks that lead leg the second he switches stance. Very smart strategy by Jones.
Nice right hand to the body.
each shot is picked by Jones. He doesn't just throw, he's throwing everything by setting up the next strike with the first one. That's why he can throw one at a time, because everything's just set up for the next one. He's 2 steps ahead. Most people throw combinations in the hope to land one. Jones throws one, setting up the next.
Well, he's just so creative. The way he sets things up. His understanding of where the openings are is so high.
Late level change from Jon Jones. Now a knee to the body. 10 minutes down. The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyright work is illegal and punishable under law.
Nice front kick lands by Jon. He's been looking for this. It finally just touches the chin of Smith, and he goes, wow. Big right hand by Smith, cut the left eye of Jones, and a nice kick straight to the gut by Smith. Excuse me, Jones. And then goes straight to the knee. I mean, the combinations, everything looks the same. They all end differently. Super slick by Jon Jones.
You're allowing him to impose will, and you've got to impose yours. You hear me? Hey, you've seen everything he's got, okay? Now it's a matter of you going out there, getting the fucking Lionheart and imposing your will. Hey, bite down, you have nothing.
You gotta believe for me, baby. You gotta believe for me. Set it up, though. Don't force it.
Yeah, put some sweeps, some shoots. Add some sweeps and shoots.
Nice job by Factory X's Mark Montoya there in the corner of Anthony Lionheart Smith. Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC.
I think we're going to see a lot of grappling in this round now that he softened up Smith, got him thinking about the striking. And then Montoya told Smith to get going. And if he gets going, that'll set up the takedown for Jones with the pressure. So Smith does need to go first, though. He needs to be first. He's waiting too much, staring in the mirror.
Yeah, he's allowing Jon to get off far too often. He's got to be the one dictating the pace. And for Jon, I mean, this is vintage Jon Jones. Nice knee to the body by Jon.
As you suggested, Dom, level change from Jon Jones, unable to take Smith down as yet.
You'll see him pick up the wrestling in these next couple of rounds, because Jones has him softened up a little bit and he's not as active and he doesn't have as much fight in him with the punches. So now Jones can grapple a little bit more, try to take him down and look for the ground and pound he wants.
Man, no body part is safe.
Smith doing a great job defending the takedown, though, being aware of it. But I think that's what's keeping him sitting, waiting, is he's waiting for the takedown of Jones, so he doesn't want to throw too much.
You notice the difference from one referee to another. We saw in that title fight, Mark Goddard very quick with the warnings. Herb Dean letting these guys fight in the clinch.
And for those of you at home seeing those knees to the legs, like, they don't look like much, they hurt really bad. Just so you know. They add up. Those are hard knees to the leg.
Nasty knees.
And those hurt. And those set up the grip for Jones. You see he gets lower and lower because Anthony has to shift his weight so he's not getting kneed in the leg, and that sets up the grappling transition for Jones. Jones is looking for an elbow. Excuse me. That's why he's grabbing the wrist. Sorry, Jon.
Quite all right, sir.
Watch him look for an elbow here. He's so good at that. He controls that wrist, and then he finds a way to escape one of the arms and then spin an elbow.
And he's wearing Smith down here. The punishing knees, the fact that Smith can't get away from the cage. It's exhausting.
Jones lands to the body again. Another for good measure.
That was a hard left hand to the body he just landed. There's another one.
If you're Smith, what are you trying to do to try to break away, Dom?
He's got to get on the hands. He's letting Jon Jones control his hands, which is the problem.
There it is.
Oh! Violent takedown from Jones.
Smith needs to get on his knees, start circling, get on his feet. If he sits here, Jones is going to take his back. He needs to get on his feet and start circling while he's dragging out and getting the hand control of Jon. He's out right now, but he's sitting here and he should be moving. He needs to get on his feet, get off his knees in Smith. Jones is covering his mouth because he knows Smith is just kind of resting, so he's taking away the rest by covering his mouth. Jones doesn't need to do anything either. Smith is carrying Jones' weight.
Right.
So it's just tiring and annoying what he's doing to him. Now he's got to let go of his hand in order to get the hand off the mouth.
And slowly but surely, he's sapping Smith's energy.
Yes.
And he's letting them know that he's getting his ass kicked. He's slowly but surely beating him up, dominating him, imposing his will.
Well, this is pay now or pay double later. Anthony Smith needs to get up and get moving, or else he's just going to end up in a worse position, slowly but surely, strategically, until he's just in a real bad position. He needs to get moving.
Knees to the shin. That's a first.
Well, I've never seen anybody curl up like this against the fence, except for Anthony Smith. And he's got to move. You can't sit here in this position ever.
And John's covering his mouth again.
Under 20 seconds to go in the round. Perhaps Smith just trying to extend this thing. Jones just continues to apply pressure and making Smith carry some of that weight. Late right hand from Jones. 15 minutes down.
Breathe for me. Okay, so we knew we'd have a little adversity, yes? Yeah. We knew we'd have some adversity. Okay, look at me, look at me. You knew you'd have some adversity here. But Anthony Smith, if you don't get offensive, you can't be you. You hear me? This is the start of 4. Look at me, look at me. If you don't get offensive, you can't be you. You've got to get offensive. You've seen it all. You're doing everything you need to do. Anthony Smith, if you'll impose your fucking will right now and go get your goddamn reason why, you go win a fucking world title. Do you hear me? You're in a world title fight. Go get your goddamn reason why and let's go walk out of here with this belt. Fight down on that motherfucker and let's go. You hear me?
Well, Mark Montoya, Joe, doing his best to maximize those 60 seconds. Certainly some risk management, though, I would think, for Smith when he does try to get offensive.
Yeah, I just don't know what he can do differently.
Got to fake more, Joe. It's the only chance. He's got to fake more in order to work his way in and get past that reach.
He's got to take some big chances, too.
Yep. Waiting too much on Jones.
Yeah, he can't wait. He's got to just go. But that's so hard to say once you've been beaten up. Flying sidekick for the leg.
That even drew a smile from Anthony Smith, who has, at the very least, extended Jon Jones to the championship rounds tonight.
But while he's free like this, he's got to think of what it's like when Jon's got a hold of him and he's beating him up. Oh, he's hurt. Big shot to the body there by Jon.
Lead elbow from Jones.
I don't know what Smith's waiting on.
Oh, and an up elbow, and now another one from Jones.
Can't just eat elbows and not fire back.
He's smiling. I just don't think he knows what to do.
Move your feet and don't get elbowed in the head.
Yeah, but I mean in terms of offense.
I agree with that.
He's just getting beaten up. I mean, I think what's going on right now is he's realizing why Jon Jones is the best light heavyweight of all time. And there's a big difference between studying tape and then being inside the octagon with this guy.
Oh, and that hurt Smith. Big cut opened up on his nose. Jones throws Smith to the ground. Smith covers up.
Wait a minute. What was that? Did he just hit him with an illegal shot?
Perhaps.
Smith's in real trouble here. Real trouble. Jon moved into side control. He kicked his arm, so it's not technically illegal. But if Smith didn't block it, it would have been.
I mean, I don't really know what the strategy is here for Smith other than Survival at this point.
I think it is survival. I mean, he doesn't seem like he has any offense in him.
Yeah, no offense at all here in this 4th round. Oh!
And he's going to get finished.
Yeah, the cut really bothered him. He's hurt now bad.
Yeah, his nose is busted.
He doesn't have answers for the offense, Jones, and he's waiting on Jones for every moment to just do what he needs to win this fight. He's got to be offensive.
Effective ground strikes here from Jon Jones. Just over 2 minutes here to go in this 4th round.
John's going to take his back.
Smith donating a lot of blood at this point. Back to his feet. Perhaps we'll get another high-amplitude takedown from Jon Jones. Smith is back down. Jones working off of his back. Jones, yeah. Jones likely won't be satisfied with a decision win tonight. 6.5 minutes potentially to go. 3 out of 7 on the takedowns for Johnny Bones.
Oh, nasty elbows.
Look at the hand control.
This could be the beginning of the end.
The hand control for Jones is just what's really causing the problems here.
One minute to go in the round. Jones has landed 100 more total strikes than his counterpart Anthony Smith.
Those are some rib-shattering knees right here, folks.
Yeah. It's not fun.
Smith showing you that lion heart, but this has not been a good round for him.
I mean, I think Smith doesn't want to stand up because he doesn't want to get punched and kicked. And here he might be taking less damage than he would if he stood up, to be honest.
Jones not slowing down. Oh, that is illegal.
That was definitely illegal.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And the first one was close, too, that kick. So he's trying to finish it, but the position that Smith is in, that's what's saving him, you see?
I want to see the replay.
Oh, that's right. There's the new rules. So Herb Dean can show the replay. You can see the replay.
Ooh, super
100%.
illegal. That was right on the money.
Well, watch again. He did, I don't know. He lifted the knee.
Yeah,
Let's take a look.
But we're using the old rules.
And he's got one hand. He's got one hand down.
Yeah, he's still a downed opponent with one hand down with the old rules. Because Nevada has adopted part of the new rules. They've adopted a new scoring system, but not the new rules in terms of a downed opponent. Now let's see how Smith reacts to this. If he can continue, he said, I'm all right. Good for him.
Good for him,
Very
right?
honorable.
He doesn't want no DQ championship tonight.
No, he does not. He said he's all right. Yeah, and you know what? I'm not surprised. I expected that from him.
Yeah.
He's going to be all right.
Vision's good, everything's good, right?
See, it looked to me, and I'm probably wrong, that maybe Smith raised the hand, but he didn't.
No, he did not. The hand was touching. 1 point. 2 points. 2 points.
Interesting.
Look at this. I've never even seen that before.
Me neither.
2 points.
Is that because of the first kick that landed on the down opponent to the arm, maybe?
No, because that one wasn't illegal.
It was illegal. Knee to the head. You saw it, right? On the replay? You saw it on the replay, right? Show me the replay one more time.
Wow, one more time. I mean, it's pretty clear.
And fight.
So potentially an 8-8 round if it was a 10-8 and then Jon Jones was docked 2 points.
It could have been worse than a 10-8, though, let's be honest.
Yeah, and the respect that was shown from these two gentlemen was pretty awesome right there, to be honest.
Yes, and, you know, kudos to Anthony Smith for not taking the easy way out.
Agreed. That's why he's Lionheart.
Yes.
I need you focused. You want to win this fight? Yes, sir. All right, let's focus.
Shit on your sword. You will not allow your lion to come out. You've got to go impose your will. You're not working back to anything. You've got to work your offense, Anthony. You've seen it all.
Anthony, you can fight this guy. You've seen everything. You can grapple with him. You can punch with him.
Hey, get a drink. Anthony, it's not about technique. You've seen it all. You've got to go, baby.
You know, it's incredible. We have seen fighters absorb illegal strikes softer than that and taking their DQ win or not being able to continue. You can't give Anthony Smith enough credit for not at all looking for a way out. He wants to win this fight.
Leave those techniques alone, please.
Herb Dean really is the gold standard.
So Anthony Smith unable to mount any sort of offense in that fourth round, fifth and final round. We'll see what he has left.
Woo! They're getting after it now.
Smith is waiting for this round to let something out, but he's got to keep going and be ready to take some damage if he's going to get Jones out of here. Left.
Good entry from Jones, good sprawl from Smith. And a right hand from Smith out of the break.
He's got to get away from the cage.
Ooh. Jones rolled with that.
Smith looks
Punched
tired.
nicely, yeah. A lot of energy expenditure from Smith early in this fifth and final round. Now flat-footed, eats another kick from Jones.
Step-in elbow by John.
A lot of lower body strikes have landed for Jones and not so much as a limp out of Anthony Smith thus far.
Seriously, look at how Jones controls the wrists of his opponents. Look at how Magomed Shiparov, or Zabit, excuse me, much better, controls the hands. That's huge in these fights, is hand control. If you're not controlling the hands, then there's a problem. And that's the issue here in the grappling, is Anthony Smith isn't even getting on the hands of Jones, and Jones is always controlling his hands.
Jones continuing to land here with relative ease as we come up on the midpoint of this fifth and final. Smith knows what to do, but unable to do it for one reason or another.
Watch, the elbow's going to come for Jones. He's looking for a finish, so I have a feeling he's looking for it by controlling that wrist. He's just going to keep softening up Smith to set something big up. He also likes the overhook to crank the arm when guys underhook him. That's what Jones uses, so watch that elbow for Anthony Smith right there.
Yeah, he likes to crank that overhook and ruin your shoulder.
2 minutes now to go. Jones trying to bully Smith to the ground there.
You gotta go deep underhook. Circle and go. You got a minute and a half left. Let's go. You got 90. Find your why right now. Find your why. You got 90. You gotta find your why, baby. You can't sit here.
Here, Mark Montoya continuously saying you got to find your why. 90 seconds now to go. Jones to the body, then with the shoulder and an elbow. Jones now has the hands clasped.
Smith pretty much doing just enough to not get finished here, but not really try to win.
Get your left hand back.
Yeah, essentially that's what he's in. He's in survival mode here. Defensive survival mode.
You gotta go. Let's go. Let's go. You gotta go now. Let's go.
And for John, he's content to just keep beating him up and looking for a possible opening to stop the fight.
Over 200 total strikes have landed for Jon Jones, and landing, by the way, at an 82% clip tonight against Anthony Lionheart Smith. Under 30 seconds now to go.
That's what shuts people down of Jones, is he's landing at 82%, so how much does that hurt? You don't want to throw anything, you don't want to counter, you just want to not get hit anymore. And then he shells you up until you can't fire anything back, and then it just gets worse.
Final 10 seconds of this one. Jon Jones had 8 successful defenses during his first reign, and a late flying knee from the soon-to-be and still UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Johnny Bones Jones. This fight replay is brought to you by Nemiroff, bold character since 1872.
There's a spinning back kick to the body earlier in the fight. And then another one that goes under the arm. Perfect placement. There's that front kick that just grazed the jaw of Anthony Smith. Right hand to the eye. And what you can see from these replays is really how this fight played out. It was essentially the Jon Jones show. And what we saw from Anthony Smith was a good effort and ultimately just surviving.
Yeah, really not much offensively over those final 11 or 12 minutes for Anthony Lionheart Smith. Certainly valiant in defeat.
Wasn't my best performance, guys, but we got it done.
You heard from Jon Jones, and from Johnny Bones, it's been all about we and not I this week. That is a closely knit team. Mike Winkeljohn and Brandon Gibson right there, and certainly some disappointment that he was unable to put away the plus 600 underdog Anthony Lionheart Smith, but it is what it is. It's another defense for Jon Jones.
Yeah, we knew that Anthony Smith was going to be durable, to be fair, though. That's one of the main things he is.
All right, the official decision is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro by T-Mobile. Get knockout coverage on a network that rivals the big guys for way less. One final time tonight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 48-44 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Bones Jones.
Hey, Joe. Hello, Jon Jones.
Hello, Joseph Rogan.
I'm here with the winner, and still, ladies and gentlemen, Jon, you faced a man determined to survive, a guy who really did his best to stay in the fight to the end. Was there anything disappointing about the fact that he was able to make it to the final bell?
So is your real name Joseph?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Hey, first and foremost, before I answer this question, I thank God for allowing me to be in this position. I tell you what, it's nothing but God's grace that has just allowed me to fail so many times and still stand. Nothing but God. And as far as the performance, man, this MMA thing is really hard. Some days you're gonna look amazing, and some days at work you're not gonna perform at the level you hold yourself to. With that being said, hats off to Anthony Smith. His reputation is, I mean, he's just known to be so durable, and now I see why they call him Lionheart. I have never had anyone talk to me while I'm hitting them, saying like, that was nice, or is that all you got? It was amazing. This guy is so durable. He's like the Terminator. He did a great, great job, man. I'm so proud of your career and the way you've had your ups and downs, and now you're here. You are amazing. You are a true inspiration. You're a gentleman, bro.
It's been an honor to fight against you. It was really refreshing not talking shit back and forth. It was really cool.
John, after all you've been through, it seems that you're enjoying this more than ever now.
Yeah, you know, I'm getting familiar with what it feels like to be a UFC fighter. You know, I think I'm finally past a lot of the nerves and overthinking things and underthinking things. I'm starting to really feel like a veteran, which is cool because I'm still in my early 30s.
You're still basically just reaching your prime.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting there. Tonight sure was a real learning lesson. I felt like Randy Couture, just holding him against the cage and chipping away. It was a different style for me, but I felt it was necessary. My strikes weren't affecting him at all.
Now, John, having come back, having won the title again, having defended your title, what do you want to do now? What do you see in the future? You've talked about possibly going to heavyweight. You've talked about fighting other light heavyweight contenders. Where do you see yourself in the future?
You know, right now I'm just gonna enjoy this win, go back to the drawing board, and figure out ways to get better. There's a lot of young talent in the UFC. So many guys coming up, so many guys that are looking unbelievable, and that's just going to be such a challenge in itself. So right now, I'm not going to call out anybody. I'm just going to go home, take a shower, and enjoy my team. Enjoy my team. I'm so grateful for the team of guys I have in my life. I think behind every great man is a great woman. Shout out to my fiance. And outside of a great man is other mighty men. And I'm certain that I have beautiful men in my life, so I owe this win to them and my family.
Congratulations, sir. You earned it. Enjoy it. Jon Jones, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Anthony Smith. Anthony, you put forth a tremendous effort here tonight. You survived, and one of the things that showed your character was when you took that illegal knee to the head, and you said you were fine and you were going to continue. You could have taken that way out. Give me your thoughts about this fight. What did you expect, and how did it go for you?
Man, I said it from the beginning. I wanted to win the title, and I know as well as anyone I could have sat there and taken the DQ win, but, man, I want to win it. I don't want to steal it, you know?
We can tell that. Now, what was, if anything, surprising about this fight tonight?
Nothing really, man. This wasn't my night, I guess, you know what I mean? I got to go back to the gym and watch it, and I got to get better. You know, he did a whole range of body attacks that would stop me on my way in. And honestly, man, I didn't do the things I was supposed to do. I wasn't offensive, and I did exactly what I said in all the interviews you can't do. I let Jon Jones sit back and be Jon Jones, and I didn't work him out of that, and that's my fault.
Well, Anthony, part of this journey is learning from these moments, learning from these title fights. You survived those 5 rounds of the best light heavyweight of all time, and you got your shots in as well, and it was an honor to call your fight. Thank you very much, sir. Anthony Smith, ladies and gentlemen.